Breaking news: Atiku threw away his best chance to lead Nigeria through arrogance, Nyesom Wike's former spokesman. Guys, let's find out more as we hit the news. But if you're joining us for the first time, you're very much welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Marshal Ibuzo, the former spokesperson for the immediate ex-governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, says the People's Democratic Party (PDP) did not win the 2023 presidential election because the presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar was arrogant. In 2022, the PDP battled a series of crises and infighting following the appointment of Ayoche Ayu as its national chairman and the subsequent election of Atiku Abubakar as its presidential candidate. Now, a group of 5 governors, known as the G5, led by Nyesom Wike himself, argued that Atiku's election as the party's presidential candidate goes against the agreement to zone the presidency to the south, which we all know that Nyesom Wike was eyeing that position initially when he couldn't get, to emerge as the party's flag bearer for the 2023 presidential election. And at the end of the day, Nyesom Wike was eyeing the VP position, in which Atiku Abubakar later picked Ifeanyi Okowa, the former governor of Delta State. Now they insisted that Ayu must step down as the party's chairman, if they were to back Atiku Abubakar. And yes, attempts by party stakeholders to resolve the issue failed to yield desired results. Atiku eventually lost the presidential election of the February 25th to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC). And in the election, Atiku pulled about 6 million votes, while Tinubu got about 8 million votes. But then Atiku Abubakar emerged as the second runner-up of the election, leaving Peter Obi as the third runner-up of the election. And in a statement sent to Sahara reporters on Sunday, Ibuzo, who served as the spokesperson for Wike, alleged that Atiku was taking the frustration of his 30 years of failed presidential bid too far, and the level he has sunk politically. Even Atiku will look Atiku in the mirror and pity Atiku for throwing away his biggest chance of ever becoming the Nigeria's president on the altar of political ignorance. My country people, this matter strong. Una dey hear wetin dey happen so? This is really serious. Now, Ibuzo was reacting to the claim made by the former vice president, Atiku Abubakar, through his special assistant on public communications, Frank Shaib, that Wike, who recently thanked God for surviving a poisoning incident, was not poisoned, as he claimed that he was sick owing to the intake of alcohol, where he made it known that Nyesom Wike should stop lying to Nigerians, that he instead of doing Thanksgiving, that he should have done confession, that it wasn't poison that caused, his lungs and kidney failure. It was as a result of excessive alcohol. Wike, who is always fond of taking alcohol, where he made it known that he took alcohol at the early hours of the morning when Atiku Abubakar, was protesting at INEC office with Dino Melaye and other PDP party faithfuls when they were protesting, demanding for their, stolen mandates and all. And then Atiku Abubakar blasted Nyesom Wike. Now Obuzo have reacted to the claim made by Atiku Abubakar through his special assistant. He said he trembled on the article in which the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) Atiku Abubakar, through his special assistant on public communications, Frank Shaib, made an attempt to rubbish the Thanksgiving service by the former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike. And his argument was that Wike, who was thanking God for surviving a poisoning incident, was not poisoned, as he claimed he was. That he was not poisoned in any way. He was sick owing to the excessive intake of alcohol. And the statement is the ultimate display of childishness, according to Ibuzo. It reflects a hollow mind, someone that is burdened, someone that is blinded, someone that is driven by pain, by grief, someone that is confused, someone that is defeated. Oh, Atiku Abubakar, don't collect woto, my country people. If not, how and why, should what a former governor says in his place of worship between him and his God be of a great concern to Atiku Abubakar if he is not in pains? Because we know Atiku Abubakar is in pains. He's in severe pains. This guy is feeling huge frustration. Atiku's statement did not come from any religious, sentiment or what. It is not only an insult to the church, but also to the idea of Thanksgiving, which is held highly in Islam. However, even if Atiku does not have the religious purity to guide his tongue, at least his appreciation of medical science and common sense should have given him an adequate guide. Yes, should have been an adequate guide for him. Yet, he ignored the obvious fact that the poison verdict was from a medical diagnosis, and it was also besides basic reasoning for him not to factor in the stated symptoms and the nature of recovery to react to this verdict. But yet, it is worth mentioning that while the ambassador, Damago-led National Working Committee of the PDP was at the Thanksgiving event taking steps towards reconciling the party members, Atiku seemed frustrated by the prospect of peace and forcefully moved in the opposite direction. So if an unprovoked Atiku could say this much about the most significant reconciliation event in PDP, one can imagine the kind of advice the self-acclaimed unifier gives the NWC privately. So at the end of the day, no one, can totally blame Atiku Abubakar for showing his level of frustration, how he has been frustrated. He's in pains because he has been contesting to be the president for the past 30 years now, and he has been rejected by Nigerians in every electoral cycle from 1993 till date, with him fast fading into the political irrelevance and leaving the scene as the Nigeria's portrait of electoral failure. Atiku cuts the figure of a frustrated man deserving of pity. And as it is today, even if Atiku were to organize a Thanksgiving for his life, or even to resurrect from the dead, he won't be able to attract a caliber of dignitaries. He won't. He cannot. An attention, of Nigerians, like what Governor Nyesom Wike did at his own Thanksgiving. Una see the kind people wake up for Governor Nyesom Wike's Thanksgiving. High calibers of men, dignitaries were there, personalities were there. The Senate president, to the extent Tinubu had to send Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to stand on his behalf to represent him. Therefore, Atiku's frustration is understandable, and it is so obvious that the level he has sunk into politically, even Atiku will not look Atiku in the mirror and pity Atiku for throwing away his brightest chance of ever becoming Nigeria's president on the altar of political arrogance. Chai, my country people, Atiku Abubakar don collect woto from Nyesom Wike's, former spokesperson. So guys, I'm dropping here. What are your thoughts concerning this?